Hey, you guys, it's Dr. Chi. I wanted to talk to you about digestion because this is a really common thing that people come to functional medicine doctors with. And it is something that there's some really basic steps you can take. And I'm going to give you those right now to improve your digestion. So, the first thing I remember by the phrase choose, chew, and chill. All right. So, in choosing, that's talking about choosing healthy foods, closer to what grew, what is natural, less processed foods. Of course, sugar makes us feel good for a minute, but in our health, it's not such a great thing. So choose wisely. Chewing is actually something that we kind of have gotten away from, right? We start to run, and we put it in our mouths and swallow. Okay. But it is really important for your digestion, especially if you're having any kinds of problems, that you help your gut because your stomach does not have teeth, I'm telling you. And so you need to chew really well. If you can chew until it's liquid in your mouth, it's going to be so much better for your digestion because then it's easier for you to break down and absorb the nutrients. All right. And then the next part is chill. We understand that when we are talking about stressful things, that activates our sympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that does not let us really digest food. So we want to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And so how do you do that? You can activate the parasympathetic nervous system by slow, deep breathing. And it's nice to combine gratitude and slow, deep breathing before you begin the meal because it takes you into that state, considering, who are all the hands that contributed putting this food on your plate and saying you're thankfuls for all of nature's bounty that you have food to eat. And so you're taking time to breathe, not talk about politics, right? We really don't want to be watching things that activate our, the other part of our nervous system. In general, I tell you guys, if you have any issues with mood or anxiety, don't watch the news. So definitely no news while you're trying to improve your digestion. And so trying to connect the people that you're with and to be really in a state of gratitude as you're eating and to eat thoughtfully and mindfully, thinking about where all this food has come from and how it made it to your plate. It's really pretty amazing how we have access to food. When you think about how, long ago it just wasn't possible like this. So you're trying to get in that right state of gratitude and you're doing that slow, deep breathing. In fact, I suggest that in between your bites, you do take nice, slow, deep breaths in through the nose. Breathing through the nose can help also activate the parasympathetic, which is that rest and digest part of your nervous system. And this will improve your digestion. Now, for some people on its own, choose, chew, and chill. That's choosing well, chewing, and chilling will help digestion. For some people, it's not quite enough. And there are other things that can help your digestion. And I want to suggest that, anything that I say here, right? I'm not your doctor. I want you to talk to your doctor about. But I've found that many of my patients, when they try adding in a little bit of digestive enzymes, sometimes that can really help. As we get older, we tend to have less hydrochloric acid in our stomachs, and that can affect the amount of digestive enzymes that you make because as food moves down into your stomach and then out of your stomach, the stimulus for you to have a squirt of enzymes into your small intestine comes from the acidity of the stomach. So, for instance, if you're taking proton pump inhibitors or acid blocking drugs, you may not have enough acidity to trigger that digestion, right? So, for that reason, that some people actually need to add a little bit of acid. And there's something called a betaine HCl challenge that you can look up online. Trying to make sure you've got an adequate amount of digestive enzymes is really important. And then, so I would say, adding one thing at a time, right? We don't want to add a whole bunch of things adding the ox bile and enzymes and HCl. Usually I'd say start with the HCl see how that goes. You can try a little bit with meals and look up a betaine HCl challenge. I will put a link to a document that tells about that below. And then after you see whether or not HCl helps, and maybe that's all you need is a little bit of acid. The next step I would say is to try adding a bit of digestive enzymes. Okay, pretty easy. Get those over the counter. I like consumerlabs.com that they look at all different types of supplements and that sort of thing, so they can tell you which are the cleanest options in terms of supplements that really have what they say in them. And you probably could look on consumerlabs.com to find out a little bit more about whatever enzyme you're looking at. And then the other thing for digestion, and this is critical, is fiber. You guys, nobody's eating enough fiber. Okay, I'm talking to you. And if you're constipated at all, it's really, really important, because constipation is the only functional medicine emergency, right? So I talk about fiber probably every time I talk about digestion, because it's so, so important. And you can slowly work your way up by adding a little bit. You can sprinkle fiber on foods. My go-to fibers are chia seed, and I really do suggest doing the organic varieties. Okay, because that's less that your system has to clear out. So ground flaxseed, chia seed, and psyllium husk. Those are my three. And those are the three ingredients in, Dr. Goggin's world famous chia cocktail, right? I put those in some water with a splash of apple cider vinegar. Ooh, so delicious. And also those are the basic components of my world famous breakfast yum yum, which I put that with some non-dairy milk and some nuts, a little bit of berries, and a scooch of banana. That is a medical term, scooch, just a scooch of banana to make it a little bit sweet. And that taken on a daily basis. I've had people that have said, oh yeah, I usually have a bowel movement about once every 5 to 7 days, become everydayers. And that is really important. It's such a big thing. When you aren't going to the bathroom regularly, you're starting to retain toxins that you need to get out. And also you're feeling bloated. It doesn't feel good. So trying that, my world famous chia cocktail, and I try and drink that a couple of times a day. The other great thing about the chia cocktail is that if you're trying to eat really healthy, and I have a problem in the afternoon around 4 o'clock. My afternoon self, she's a different person. She is, I think she's probably about 24. She really loves pizza, and she really wants a glass of wine, right? So I'm trying to tame her, right? Make friends with her, tame her. But the one way I do it is with the chia cocktail, because then I feel super full and I've eaten something healthy for my gut. It feeds the microbiome. So if you're wondering if you have leaky gut or imbalance of the microbiome inside you, feeding your happy, healthy microbiome with fiber is a good idea. Now, if you should try one of these and then end up with more bloating or that kind of thing, the trick is you just want to very slowly increase it and start with just a little bit. You could sprinkle it on something you already like. And then the other next piece of the puzzle is fermented foods and foods that are coming from a variety of organic gardens. We want to, if you have a farmer's market, if you're lucky enough to have a farmer's market, go to the farmer's market and get a little bit from each garden, because then you're going to get a wide variety of bacteria. And you want to include fibrous veggies, because that's going to help create scaffolding and create, a happy environment, make it really great in there for your little friends. So I think that these are really, really important first steps towards better digestion. And if you can, watch me next, I'm going to try and be going live around 12 o'clock in the Facebook group and on Zoom. And you guys can just follow me so you can see what the next video is. I'm going to be talking about several topics. And one of the things I'm excited about is that next week, I'm going to be doing a 5-pound challenge on my Facebook group that's going to lead people through like a really beautiful reset for next week. And so if you can go and sign up for that at my Facebook group. And the link will be there later on today. So I hope that you guys will join me, and let's all reboot, reset, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. May your gut be working well. See you guys later.